Okay, for woven hearts, you can either use totally white paper like this one, done with completely white paper, or two different colors paper. Okay, so if you're going to use totally white paper, you're going to use a sheet of printer paper, 8.5 by 11, and you're going to hold it in the hamburger direction, and you're going to fold it in half like that, hamburger style or landscape style, and you're going to keep it folded. Okay. If you're going to use two different colors, in this example I'm using pink and yellow, you're going to stack them on top of each other. Okay, and you're going to fold them in half, and we really only need half of the paper. So we're going to hold them hamburger, fold it in half, but then we're going to cut it in half because we're using two different colors. If you're using the white, there's no need to cut it in half because when you fold it, you're going to get two pieces, which is what you need anyway. Okay, so now I have my, I'm going to do the color paper for my example just because it's easier to see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to take my circle tracer. It should be big enough to fit inside of the half of a paper, and you're going to just trace half a circle, okay? So what I mean by that is I'm going to just go across the top like this, okay, for half of it. I'm going to use marker just so you can see it better. All right, so there's my half circle. Then I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the paper here, like this. And where that arc stops, I'm going to make sure it's lined up with the bottom of the paper and draw a line down. And on the other side too, I'm going to make sure it's lined up with the bottom of the paper, and I'm going to draw a line down too, like that. Okay, then I'm going to estimate where is the middle of that paper, and I think it's right about there. These lines are not going to go all the way down, okay? They're going to start right where the arc stops here, okay? And so I'm going to kind of estimate where that middle is, and I'm going to draw from where the arc stops down to the bottom of my page. And I need 4 of them, so I'm going to kind of decide, where's the middle here? And I think it might be right there. So I'm going to again line my ruler up with the bottom of the page because I want that line to be kind of straight. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing over here, just kind of estimate where the middle is. Okay. And I'm going to line it up, the ruler up with the bottom of the page, and draw that so that's nice and straight too. Okay, so we know that our lines are not going to go all the way up to the top, okay? They're just going to stop wherever that arc begins, okay? So I'm using 2 separate pieces of color paper. Again, if you're using the white, you're just going to keep it folded while you're doing this part because you want to have 2. All right, so I'm going to cut the whole shape out, holding the 2 pieces of paper together so that they end up kind of identical. I'm going around just that outside shape like that. And I'm going to get rid of those scraps. And then I'm going to cut up these lines here too. Remember, I'm still holding my 2 colors of paper together. And I'm going to cut up here and stop right when it starts to get to the arc or the curve at top, the half circle at the top. Same thing here. I'm going to just stop where I stopped with my first one, even though these lines are a little bit longer. Same thing here. All right, once your 2 pieces are cut, you're going to kind of put them side by side so they start to even look like a heart from the beginning. One piece is going to be steady, okay, and the other piece is going to be doing the weaving. So my pink piece is going to stay relatively still, and my yellow one's going to be doing the weaving. Okay, so the first strip of my yellow one is going to go over the pink one, under the pink one, over the third one of the pink one, and under the last one, okay? Then my second yellow strip needs to scoot under the pink one, like this. All right. and then go over the second one, and you're going to want to slowly scoot it together a little bit so that this doesn't keep on weaving. And this hand's going to be helpful to hold it in place while you're doing your weaving. Okay, so this next little pink one, I'm going to lift up the next strip. Easier said than done. Okay, and have my hand holding here so that the weaving stays together, under the next one and over the last one, and then kind of scoot them together. Wiggle just a little bit so that they start scooting together. Okay, then I'm to the third one. My first two, I can even double check. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over. So it's looking good, okay? So that this next one needs to go over top of the pink one. Okay, and I'm going to move that over just a little bit to make my job easier. Okay, so over top of the pink one, you want to hold it with this hand so that it doesn't unweave. Under the next one, over the next one, and then this last one, I'm going to scoot them a little bit closer together just to make my job a little easier. And I'm going to scoot it under this last little strip like this. Okay, then we're going to really scoot them together so that they don't fall apart. Okay, just kind of wiggle back and forth, and they're going to kind of want to wiggle closer and closer together. Then this last one, I'm going to be careful because I don't want it to unweave. I'm going to lift the pink up and slide the yellow underneath it. Okay, over the next one like that. And I am going to wiggle them a little closer together so my job's a little bit easier. Underneath this next one, making sure my hand's here protecting the weaving I'm already done. And then on top of this last one like that. Then you're going to want to wiggle them as close together as you can, okay? Nice and uptight here, okay, like that. And you can kind of see how the heart's going to be. All right, so then you want to get your glue stick, and wherever there's a little tab, you're going to want to lift it, put some glue down, and just rub back and forth a little bit. Here's another tab. Lift the pink one, put the glue on the yellow, and rub back and forth. Then I'm going to come down here. The yellow one will lift up, put the glue on the pink, and rub back and forth. Here's another yellow one that's going to lift up just a little bit, put a little glue on there, rub back and forth. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing over and do the same thing. This yellow one gets glued down. Okay, this yellow one gets glued down. Check over here, this pink one gets glued down. And this pink one I glued down on the other side. Okay, so now my heart won't come apart anymore. It won't slip around. All right, so when your heart's all done, the last step is going to be to pick it up. And we're going to just trim off those lines that are a little too long like that. Okay, turn the heart over to the other side. And I'm going to trim off those extra ones on the other side. Okay, so you're all done. You have a woven heart.